I want to talk about modern politics and all this stuff and where we are now, but I think your history might lend some understanding to other people. How did you're famous for being how did you describe it? You inspired people to de-radicalize the Klan's members.
Okay, so to give you a little bit of background on myself, as I said, I'm 64 years old, but I grew up as the child of parents in the U.S. Foreign Service. So I grew up as an American Embassy brat. I was born in '58. I began traveling around the world at the age of 3 in 1961. And how it works is you get assigned to a country for 2 years, you come back here to the States, you're here for a few months, maybe a year, and then you're assigned to another country abroad. So my first exposure to school was overseas. I did kindergarten, first grade, third grade, fifth grade, seventh grade. And all the schools I went to overseas, this is back in the 1960s, my classmates were from Nigeria, Japan, Russia, Czechoslovakia, Germany, France, Italy, Sweden. Anybody who had an embassy in those particular countries, all of their kids went to the same school. So that became my baseline as to what school was supposed to be about. I had all these colors. You guys here are too young to remember black and white TV, but you know about it. I remember black and white TV, and I remember when color TV came in. It was like, wow, it's like a whole new dimension, right? You know, you never wanted to see black and white TV again. You saw something in living color. Okay, well, every time I would come back home from overseas back to my own country, the United States, it was like going from color TV to black and white, you know, because we did not have that amount of diversity in this country. In our schools. When I would come back, I would either be in all black schools or black and white schools, meaning the still segregated or the newly integrated. Just because Brown versus the Board of Education desegregated schools in 1954, it didn't mean that integration took place overnight. It took years and years.
But even in many cases, still, it's not.
Exactly. In fact, the Prince Edward County, Virginia, shut down. They refused to integrate schools. The public schools. They shut down all public schools in Prince Edward County, Virginia, not for 5 days, not for 5 weeks, not for 5 months, for 5 years. Years, okay? Imagine how much education is lost in 5 years. When you go down there today, people my age, a lot of them are basically functional illiterates because they missed 5 years of their education. If they were in third grade, they didn't go back to school until they were in 8th grade. That kind of thing. So you're dealing with that kind of thing. So look at kids today who have to go to school over Zoom over the last 2 years because of the pandemic. Some kids did better than others, but a lot of them did not do so well over Zoom because they weren't getting that personal one-on-one education.